That one time. Like, there we go. Yeah, and there was one like that. What face are you making? Choo! That's better. Can I have a kiss? Wow. I'm excited. Mr. Hodges not.
I throw in 2 bananas in there, I throw in oats, dates sometimes, and then I throw in probably 200 grams of berries and 2 scoops of protein or something like that, and that will almost always give me around 1,200 calories, and that is a big meal, and it goes down really, really easily. So if you're a hard gainer, if you struggle with putting on weight, blending up stuff and just like, you know, compressing food is always a good way to go about it. So yeah, smoothies always you know, work, so definitely give that a try. I eat drink smoothies pretty much every day, unless I'm, you know, trying to cut really fast and diet down. Then I'll go more for beans, lentils, and berries instead of fruits and dates. But yeah, smoothies is always a good thing for health and for building muscle.
They've been brought up in a way where they think meat is the only protein source, and they're just like, well, if you're not eating meat, you're gonna fall over, you know? Like, how do you have protein in your diet?
So I can, like I said, I competed quite a while ago. So that was kind of the early days of vegan bodybuilding, and it was interesting backstage with omnivore bodybuilders, especially when I won. I was fortunate enough to win multiple bodybuilding competitions, and there was this reaction like, oh man, like this guy doesn't even eat meat, he beat me, you know, eat like 6 chicken breasts a day, kind of thing. Like, so there was these different reactions. So some people were really, really surprised and maybe, I don't know, intrigued. Like, how is this guy succeeding without eating, I mean, not even drinking milk, he's not even doing whey protein shakes. How is this possible? So there were those questions, and there was that dialogue, and there was that conversation backstage. And I also, I kind of took the opportunity when I did win competitions to get on the microphone and talk about that a little bit, at least bring the point that I was vegan. That was always in my intro, in my bio, when they introduced me to compete on stage, and when I had the opportunity to win, they often give you a microphone to say a few words, and I would, again, usually just bring up that topic just to, again, connect with the audience in a way that here is the standing champion bodybuilder who consumed no animal products. And in my case, I missed my bio, but in my case, I've been vegan for more than 20 years. So I was vegan long before I started lifting weights. I was barely over 100 pounds when I became vegan. And so I had that story too, that narrative to talk to people about backstage. And so there was actually quite a bit of respect. It wasn't like a lot of poking fun. You know, oh, there's the vegan guy, let's kind of poke fun at him or attack him. It was more of bodybuilding is a tough sport. Those of us who've competed, it's a tough sport. And to be backstage with your fellow competitors, they know that. They know that it's a tough sport, and they kind of respect one another regardless of how you got there. You know, what your approach was. We all worked hard to get there, and I think there's a level of respect there. So I found it, that's how I found it to be. People were very interested, very intrigued. I think some people went on to become vegan as a result of that influence. So I had a very positive experience.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with everything Robert just said, because when you're backstage competing, there is a certain level of respect with one another, because each and every person backstage knows just how hard and how difficult it is of a journey to get to this point, to train for years and years and diet very strictly for 12, 16 weeks. Some of these people train for months at a time just for a few moments on stage. So most people don't try to take that away from you, and once people realize that you're vegan and you don't eat the same lifestyle, or they don't even have the same lifestyle as them, they do become very interested and very intrigued. And I can't tell you how many conversations I've had backstage with fellow bodybuilders, more of an interest in how they could incorporate more vegan, vegetarian foods and more plants into their diet, because a lot of these coaches, it's a lot of you see a lot of bro science out there where they just kind of tell people that you need protein, you need chicken, you need fish, you need beef, you need eggs, and this is what you need to eat to get big, to maintain your muscle mass while you're on a caloric deficit, which is completely not the case, because, I mean, everybody up here is living proof that you can compete with the best in the world and you can succeed on a vegan diet. And the more you enlighten people backstage, I've actually converted several other bodybuilders to a vegan lifestyle, and it's really empowering to see that they go on and help others as well. So to answer your question, it's not so much animosity, it's more of a level of respect, intrigue, and interest. So it's actually a very positive experience. It's one of the reasons why I got into competitive bodybuilding, is because it gives you a voice and it gives you a platform to show the world and show other competitors that were previously unaware that you can maintain and build muscle this way. So.
Yeah, it's definitely a big reason of why we do this. We want to just lead by positivity, draw people towards veganism in that way. So my omnivore gym friend, you know, he's seen my progress in powerlifting and he's now asking me for a meal plan, so it's great. Guy all the way over there. The question was, what advice do you have for a young teenager who wants to start bodybuilding? John?
Okay, well, it depends how old you are, but let's say you're over 16. You know, the main thing is not to worry too much about, you know, tracking macros and calories and all that stuff. Just learn your form in the gym, you know, do the exercises properly, not to, you know, get injured. Just that's the most important thing. Just learn proper form first and go through all the exercises with light weights until you mastered how to do the exercise. And then after you have done that, then focus on putting on extra reps or extra sets, more weight over time, and just keep increasing that. And just eat as much as you can unless you are overweight. Just like focus on eating a lot of whole plant foods, and you'll be progressing really, really fast in the gym. Just don't focus too much on how much fats, proteins, and carbs you're eating. If you're a teenager, just focus on building your base first, and then get to the, you know, nitty-gritty later. But yeah, that's my advice.
A guy called James, preparing for a bodybuilding show for the first time. What advice would you have for them to like get the courage to like step up on stage and use the idea, you know?
Encouragement. Not much to do with being vegan, but everyone has goals. Obviously, everyone wants to do something different. For myself, it was the only thing I was really good at. Was when I was growing up, I had a good baseline to work on. A lot of people said maybe you should look into competing, you could do well, and that's what motivated me to get into the bodybuilding career. And then it's just maybe looking up to your, I don't know, your role models, getting some advice, doing some research, speaking to people you know, and it's all about dedication. If you really want to get into any sport, there's no shortcuts. You've got to put 100% in no matter what you do in any sport. It's 100% dedication if you want to do well at something. You can't just decide to do it one day and then, you know, not put in all the work. It's 100% in any sport. So if I say anyone wanting to do a show, you've got to commit. There's no partying, there's no drinking or anything like that if you want to compete. It's literally, yeah, it's a lot of hard work. So anyone wanting to look into competing, party's over.
And I would just, that was great, and I would just quickly add that follow what your passion is. Kind of like what Carl was saying, I mean, know why you're doing it, because there were a lot of times during my 10-year competitive bodybuilding career that, I don't know how often you've encountered this, where I did not want to go to the gym. It was a chore. It was something that I put all this pressure on myself that I had to do it, you know, so I had to go to the gym even when I didn't want to, and there were tough days and low carbohydrate days and days where you're struggling, but you still gotta be there. So, but I was remembering what I was trying to do. This was the early days. I was trying to help make vegan bodybuilding resonate with people. I wanted to help encourage that message and carry that message, and so I stuck with it. So I would say, find what your passion is. If you're getting into it, understand why you're doing it, and that will power you through all those tough times when it does become challenging, and it becomes a chore, it becomes difficult, or there are obstacles, there's injuries that happen. It's, you know, in bodybuilding, you lift heavy weights, those things can happen to any of us. And so, but when you do have that fundamental reason that powers you to pursue your passion, I think that will keep you going in the face of obstacles.
Scandinavian, quick questions basically, in Scandinavian countries the animal welfare standards are apparently far higher than they are in the UK and the US, and so many people say we treat our animals nicely, we shouldn't have to kill them. But I'll let John answer that from Norway.
Okay, yeah, well, you know, if you kill them nicely, I guess it's fine. So, you know, you got that. No, but seriously, I've lived in Norway a while, and I actually went to milk farms, and it's supposed to be like a really, really good one where the cows are happy and blah, 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 which was obviously not the case. So even though it is better in the Nordic countries like Norway, Sweden, Finland, it's obviously not very good. You know, if like the people who are saying, you know, that the welfare is good in those countries, I bet like almost no one has actually gone there and seen it for themselves, you know. It is one thing to just, you know, hear about it or see pictures than actually going there yourself and, you know, actually touching the animals and seeing, you know, the look in their eyes and stuff like that. So it's a completely different experience. For the first time in my life, I actually went to a farm sanctuary in LA where I actually got to, you know, touch pigs and, you know, just like play with farm animals or whatever, which was a really weird experience. So, you know, you just realize that there is a lot more going on than just, you know, the animals are not, you know, just like waiting to be killed and just like happy to, you know, be food for humans. That's not the case. Even chickens, you know, the chickens were angry at me, but, you know, even then, they were like, there was a lot more going on when you look at, like, into their eyes. So, even though in Norway it is a little bit better than the US, there is no factory farming and all that stuff, you know, animals, you know, they have the same need as us. They want to reproduce, they want to stay away from pain and harm. So obviously, no matter how you do it, it's not going to be, you know, a pleasant experience, obviously. So, and it's not that good, you know. If you actually go there in person and see it, it's not as good as people think at all. So I encourage you to tell them to actually go visit the places and see for themselves, and maybe they'll understand. I'm not sure.
First of all, my name is Mauro. I'm from Portugal. I'm introducing myself. That's how we do it there.
Gotta be quick though, because another talk is starting in about 1 minute.
Sorry?
Gotta be quick, another talk is starting in 1 minute, I'm afraid.
I'm a vegan professional wrestler. I know you like wrestling, Robert. I've been doing very well in London. I'm here for 5 months, but my coaches say I need to get big, so please teach me. I need to go to WWE. And do you still have any book available?
I don't know. I hope I do have some books available.
Please, I want to buy one.
I mean, really, just eat a lot of food and lift really heavy, and do that on a regular basis. Actually, I have some friends in WWE, and a number of your guests. Daniel Bryan, all kinds of different guys from over the years. But the bottom line is, you eat a lot of food, train heavy, and focus on what your specific goal is that you need to do to get there, and keep working hard.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So we're all going to be around for the rest of the day, so let's just continue the conversation outside. If anyone's got any more questions, I know there's a lot of unspelled for me, so.
Oh my gosh. I can feel that. Three. Wow. 15K.
9. 10. 11. Come on.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Looks effortless for him.
28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. Come on.
Oh, so good.
12. 13. Come on, come on.
Oh my god. Oh. 29, 40, 41, 42, 43.
Go, go, go!
46. Come on, Ben.
Stop Ben.
47.
You can do more. What one's your one? Fully loaded. Oh yeah, wait, you got, is that one fully loaded as well? I think so. We're just gonna have sushi wrap. Huh? Blah, blah.